everyone, today I'm going to teach you how to fold my Origami vacuum cleaner. It's my own design. I created this in February, actually Valentine's Day. And a couple of my other designs that I'll probably teach soon are the wolf. This one is one of my first ones, and it's not in a howling position, but when I teach it, I will teach you how to do both. And the fish. This is one of the earlier ones as well, but it's basically very similar to this, the finished fish. But now I'll show you how to do the vacuum cleaner. So I suggest my paper size is 15 by 15 tissue foil and color on only one side, but I would recommend color on both sides because as you can see you have a little bit where it'll be white. But okay, let's begin. So if you want your color side to be on the outside, you start with the color side up. So fold the diagonal. Okay, and now flip it over. Fold the other diagonal. Okay. Now you're going to fold in half. And you're going to need to do this both ways and crease very strongly. Okay, and now unfold that. So now it looks like this. And now you want the crease, you can refold this crease, and you want that orientated away from you. Now you fold the two side corners to the center. And that one too. Okay, so now it looks like this. Now what you're going to do is you're going to fold this edge to this edge, and while you do that, this edge will align with that edge, and it looks like this. So you fold and make sure that all aligns. So it should look like that. And now you unfold and do the opposite to this side, so same fold but opposite direction, and looks like this. Now turn the model around, rotate, and do the same thing. So like so, and like so. And make sure you crease strongly, especially where there are more than one layer. Okay, so it looks like this. Now you're going to flip it over, and it doesn't matter which side's top or bottom because so far they're the same. Now you're going to fold both corners to the middle. Like so. Now, you're going to unfold one, and this is where top gets to bottom. You put this at that point right there, push, and these lines, that triangle, should line up with the other triangle you have. And this crease and that, you should have 2 points right there. So now you unfold, and now you see on this side you have one extra crease. So that's now your top, so you flip it over. So again you have that crease. So now we're done all the pre-creasing right now that we need to collapse. So to collapse, we don't unfold these, we keep them closed. And I'll just open mine a little bit. You see we have that line and that line. And we're going to basically do a bird base. So we collapse along there and bring it up like we would. Or sorry, the preliminary base. And we bring that up, and you see we have these two creases there. So now we're going to push them down like so. And we have these two creases there, so we're just going to push it down and open it up into a square. So now it should look like this. So Now what we're going to do is, we're going to do a bird base, this time for real, and fold the sides up to the middle if you want, as reference for the pre-creasing. So, there we go. And now, but make sure you don't fold this point. Make sure you don't make that pre-crease, or otherwise the model won't look so good. So, push it down, push it up, and so just make sure you fold along those creases. And you can fold up, and it should look like this. Okay, so now what we have to do is, this step's a little bit tricky. Basically, we have to unfold a little bit, and we have this point and this point. And we're going to push this part out, make a little pinch at that point, a little pinch at that point, pull a little bit, and make a crease from there to there. At this point, it won't lie flat, and do the same on the other side. So, again, make a pinch there, and then make the crease. So now if you put it down, it still won't lie flat. You have these two edges sticking up, but make sure they stay sticking up, or otherwise the model will not have its 3D shape. So, now what we have to do is flip it over, and we have this crease right there. We're going to reform it with the new layers we have, so crease strongly, and now you flip it over. Make sure it stays something like that. You can push it down a bit, but you don't want to push it down all the way. So now we have the crease, we have a new crease through there. So, this step's a little bit hard to show, but we have a little line there, and it touches this part right there. So we're going to make a crease from this point there to that point there, like so. And now the tough part is, the reference for this is, that's pretty tough, is this edge needs to line up with that edge, and it should go all the way over. So like that. And now that you've done that, make sure it lines up. You see this crease is wanting to come up, so you push down and you flatten the side. So now, looks like this. Now what you do is you fold this little line over, and now you repeat on the other side. So, this time it'll be a little bit harder to show, but you get the idea. So I folded it up to there, and there's my crease. So I push it down, make sure those 2 points meet, make the crease, and it looks like that now. So again, you're going to open this up into little point, like into a square like so, and have the handle now pointing away from you. So now again, we have to make another bird base, except this time we need to do it a little bit differently. So start by making the bird base. So there we go. And try to make this part as precise as possible, because this is the part where you're going to start to shape. So, looks like that. Now what you're going to do is flip it over, and you'll see it won't lie flat, but you don't need it. You just need this one little triangle there. So you fold that up, make a really strong crease. And now what you're going to do is you're going to gently pull, and you see you have this triangle now, and you have those, you're going to basically open sync. So you open it, you have your square, you crease along that, and now what you do is you reverse these folds to mountain folds, those valleys to mountains. There we go. And now it looks like this. So if you look, you've sunk it. So now you can flip it back over like this. And this step is a little bit tricky. So what you're going to do is, you see you have this line there and that line there. You're going to use this first line there and remake that mountain fold like that. So now we're going to pull that as far as it'll go, and you see it gets hit there. You're going to pull just a little bit further, gently, so that this point aligns with that. So you're basically pivoting along this point there and make the crease. And now you can push this part down, and this edge, this line should be a little bit off that edge. And now do the same thing on the other side. So remake the crease, push it over, and now you need to pull a little bit. So, and collapse. So now you'll see you have a little square over there. It's hard to show, but just collapse it. Okay, now it should look like that. So now we're going to do a little bit more shaping. So we have this edge right there. We're going to crease this part right up. And same with this side. So just pull and go. Now we're going to push down from corner to corner and make a crease and collapse. So now these should align with the edges like that. So there and there. Okay. Now we have to do a couple more things. So we have this line there and that line there. We're going to fold this edge to that line. So we're making the angle we're making the bisector. So it looks like that. And on the other side, we do that and it looks like this. So now we unfold and we kind of open it up and we just push it under. I have tried inside reverse folding it before, but it doesn't look that good. It's too wobbly and it'll open when you touch the model. So just fold it behind, make sure the layers stay together, like that. And now we need to just push this under. It's going to attach it. If you have tissue foil, it should be okay. But with regular paper kami maybe, it'll be a little bit more difficult. So now it looks like this. So now we're going to make a fold along this edge. It has to be a mountain fold. So we're going to fold it backwards as a mountain, like so. Just crease. So make sure it goes all the way to the point. Now it looks like that. And same with the other side. So mountain. Mountain this fold. Good. And crease. So now it looks like this. Flip it over here so it looks like that. And now what you're going to do is we're going to make it have the sides. So you want to unfold this a little bit so that it's basically straight, like that. And now you have this line again. This line is very important. So you crease. This crease is intersecting. So this step's really hard to show. So basically you're going to make a crease from that point there, that intersection, up until that point there. So you basically fold up and just pinch until there, and then you can crease. And then you have to continue that crease down this side, so it looks like that. And now that should stay straight down. So do the same thing on the other side. So that's like that. I go along this crease, and I make that pinch, and then I convert that into a crease, and then I crease this. So it should look something like this. And from the front, it should look like that. And these legs now stand up and they shouldn't wobble. So now it stands up. And you also want to reinforce this line, make sure it's nice and strong, so this stands up as well. So now we're almost done. We just have to do the last bits of shaping. So we pull, we grab these two corners and pull very gently You don't pull too hard or otherwise it'll rip. There we go. You just want that to go, and you don't want to crease it or otherwise it won't look too good and lose its 3D shape. So you pull gently like so. Okay, there we go. Now, this just seems very disorderly, but you have this crease there. So you push your bird base down there and fold back along that. And now it looks like this. From the front like so. But now it's open. So we'll deal with that in just a sec. So now, on this top part, we fold this down a little bit. It's basically up to taste. This is just the handle. So I like it about there, so that's where I'll fold it. And now outside reverse fold along the crease. So open that up, reverse the crease, and now it looks like that. So now what you're going to do, this is how you close it off, and make sure it doesn't rip. You're going to grab one of these layers, doesn't matter, I prefer to do the right side, and you're just going to lift it, tuck the other layer under it, and push it up, and then it should line up. So now, also make sure this pushes up, and now it should line up. And now you want to make a crease. You don't really want to crease it, but you want to bend it over to this side. Make sure it stays like that. And then make sure it stays and bend it back. And just bend it back and forth a few times to get the paper used to being like that. You can even crease it. So now it looks like that. And the one thing I like to do to lock it a little bit more is basically you just open this, push it in, and pull it over. So now it's even more locked. And again, you can just straighten it out. And you can do this a few more times. With tissue foil, it's easier to get the layers to stay together, but you can do that to taste. And yeah, that's about it. And you can adjust it to taste. You can have it further back or further forward. I like mine like this. So anyway, that's it.